Godzilla King of the Monsters was a film directed by Michael Dougherty and stars Kyle Chandler, Ken Watanabe, Vera Farmiga, Millie Bobby Brown, and Charles Dance. It is the continuation of the 2014 Gareth Edwards reboot, Godzilla 2014. And is also a continuation of the Monarch storyline that was also featured in Kong Skull Island. And once again, follows Godzilla, and it's basically just a movie where a bunch of monsters that we've seen in the Japanese iterations of Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra, including Godzilla, of course, are all basically just fighting each other for 2 hours and 12 minutes. And that's pretty much the film. Overall, we'll pretty much just go through our thoughts here as our little discussion. So, Jeffy, what did you think of the movie?
At first I thought, I went into it thinking that it would probably be a little bit lackluster, and then after watching it, it didn't even feel like 2 hours and 12 minutes, and it was just the whole entire way through. I absolutely loved it.
And what about you, Griff? What do you think?
Oh my god, it was so beautiful. It was a gorgeous movie. I don't know what to say without spoiling shit.
Yeah, it's kind of a tough movie to talk about spoiler-free. I mean...
It is difficult.
It is.
Fight looks great. Go watch.
Yeah, honestly, I mean...
Thanks for watching, guys. You know what? We already did this, guy.
Yeah, I friggin' loved this movie. I saw a couple, reviews before seeing it, and I was a little nervous because some people were like, yeah, it's got monsters, but the humans are bad. And then I kind of thought to myself, I love going to monster movies for humans. Yeah, if the humans are bad, then I can't watch it. No, not at all. And no, of course not. You're going to a monster movie to see monsters fight each other. You want to see a giant CGI fight, and they're just fighting over and over and over again, and there's explosions. It's awesome. It is exactly what it should have been. And what about you, TJ? What did you think?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Steve, what did you think of it?
My thoughts exactly.
Hold yourself up, baby. Okay.
Oh.
What if...
Is he in water?
No, there's no water up there.
Okay.
This will be a lot shorter than Brightburn because, I mean... Yeah, I guess right off the bat, just do the whole acting thing and how the human characters weren't even that bad.
That's it. The human characters, acting-wise, really not that bad. I think it was overblown. People complaining about them. It's a monster movie. You don't need complex character development for the human cast because it's they're not necessarily the focus. I mean, they were the dual focus.
It's kind of like a side story.
Yeah, but it wasn't
they served their purpose very admirably.
Yeah,
right? They're just there to set up the monster fights. Not you set up as in cockfighting, but story-wise set up.
Yeah,
which we can't get into.
No, we can't.
It's hard to talk about without spoiling.
Yeah, it's nothing like the 2014 Godzilla where everyone's big complaint was there were too many humans, not enough monsters, and now they're saying there's too many monsters and not enough people. Guys. This was a perfect middle ground. They pretty much had equal screen time. There were chunks of human and then massive blocks of monster fight. And then a little bit of human, massive block of monster fight. It was exactly what the movie, should have been. And to piggyback off of what you said, the characters really weren't that bad. You got the stereotypical, I'm the main character, haha. And then you got, Millie Bobby Brown, who has another role where she's really good at crying. That's all of her roles. I mean, right? Stranger Things, cries. This movie, cries and screams. Also Stranger Things, but she's good at it. You did great. You did great, Millie. You're a great actress.
Sounds very pandering and just condescending.
If I say no, it wasn't me pandering, you're gonna edit that out and make it sound like I hate her.
You just said it.
Millie Bobby Brown, I hate her. Oh God.
I thought she was really good.
Yeah, she was very, very good in the movie. She was a little girl.
Madison?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the acting all around was perfectly fine. There was, I mean, nothing to write home about, nothing to complain about. It was just it was decent. It was decent for the movie that it is in. I mean, we don't need Oscar performances from the humans, because really, once again, can't stress it enough. I don't know who's seeing this movie. Are you seeing it, like, are monster fans seeing this movie, or like...
If you're a monster fan, see this movie.
Yeah, if you are a monster
Very
fan,
good.
see the movie. Like, what are you doing? If you're, you know, if you're a monster fan and you don't see this movie, you are missing out.
Just huge disservice to yourself. I mean,
Exactly. Without a doubt.
And each monster had like an absolute beautiful shot.
Oh,
Every single one had such a beautiful
Yes.
shot.
I think that's
Oh
one of the
my
things
God.
we can talk about at
That-
length.
yeah,
without spoiling
cinematography.
anything. So beautiful.
Yeah, the shots were
Oh
awesome.
my god.
Yeah. There were a couple of shots that you see in the trailer of Mothra. It was on screen. It is an awesome shot. What?
Airplane. That
Oh.
was a loud one.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You see this in the trailer, when Mothra opens up her wings and the water bounces off and it's this really like pretty blue. Pretty much every time Mothra's on screen actually is a really, really pretty shot. She has all these like really bright blues, and there's like a little bit of orange and like a hint of black. It together is so good. It is so awesome. What did you guys think? Like honestly. 'Cause-
Honestly. All the designs of the monster were so good too, of the
all
monsters.
amazing.
Like they're all right. Favorite monster design. Let's go. All right.
Ooh, I gotta go Ghidorah, because that's just my all-time
He is so
favorite.
cool. He is
Ghidorah
fucking
was
He's
awesome.
my all-time
Ghidorah.
favorite, even from like the original movies.
Hmm.
Always been a
I mean,
favorite.
you can't go wrong with a fucking three-headed dragon
that shoots lightning.
from space.
That too.
Fucking
Oh, spoiler.
That's
Is
not
that a
really a
spoiler?
spoiler, no.
No, it's
That's just part of his lore.
For those, yeah, it's just part of the general lore.
Yeah.
What was your favorite creature design?
Absolutely Mothra. Just so breathtaking how fucking gorgeous she was. I mean, I really like moths in general. I don't know why. They're just really cool and cute.
That's fair.
And Mothra is a big moth. It's in the name.
Correct.
Really good.
Yeah, my favorite's gonna have to be Rodan. I thought the detail around the edge of his wings, how it was always like on fire, and like every time he was fighting anything, it was just, you see the embers on his wings, like, because you know how, you know, like if you're trying to blow out like a fire, it gets, you know, brighter because you're
Right.
throwing
Feeding oxygen
yeah
into it.
yeah, you're feeding oxygen. They did that every time he was just flying. It would just, he would get brighter. It would be like surging. He was basically a giant surging ember in a pteranodon form. It was awesome. Not to mention there was a bunch of like black smoke as he flew around, so I thought he was really cool. And TJ, what about you?
So this is the part where I say Godzilla, so we each have a different one. But no, it's Mothra. 10 out of 10. Best
Yeah.
one.
What do you like about Mothra?
Everything.
Absolutely.
Best character.
This guy's good. I just hit myself in the face trying to get a mosquito.
And I mean, since we just talked about the three supporting monsters, I mean, of course we can't not talk about the king, you know, good old Godzilla himself. He was meaner in this
dope.
movie than the 2014 one.
Cool as fuck.
He was so cool.
So cool.
And if you guys have read the graphic novel that came out like right before King of the Monsters, to kind of show what happened after Godzilla 2014 and like that little time gap between the two, Godzilla, his new look, Godzilla's new look is a lot meaner. And he doesn't really hold back in pretty much any scene. Right when like a fight happens, he is in. He is going in. All the creatures, like their sounds were all like
Yeah.
unique.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, none of them sounded different.
The
Or
sound design in this movie is really
that's
good too.
it was just-
like,
everything sounded different. That's what I meant. Not that everyone didn't sound different. All the monsters had unique sounds. Mothra's was actually one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Her like echoes were
Yeah.
really, really cool.
Haunting.
Yeah, and then Godzilla, his roar just makes you, every time he roared, like I got chills, because I was like, that is so cool. Especially like at the end when he like breathes in and it does that really weird sound at the end. I can't really explain it, but that like part especially is so friggin' cool. Rodan was pretty awesome too. He had a really cool like sound. Ghidorah was like almost, he is from space, so he was very,
It's almost
Of
like a
this-
weaker Godzilla.
yeah,
kind of.
it was almost like he was trying to imitate Godzilla
Yes.
in a way, and it was just off enough where it was creepy.
Yeah.
Because like every time like Ghidorah was on screen and they like showed him close up or him like using his wings to like crawl to like just wherever was terrifying. Because like his eyes would glow orange as he's like doing like, this crawl. Creepy. My God, it was creepy.
And every time he went to go like fire out his bolts of lightning, you'd see them charge up through his whole like all three of them.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I liked that they did that for Godzilla too. The same thing that they did in 2014's Godzilla, where the blue spikes, the blue plates on his spine start lighting up one by one,
And then the charge
and it does that rev up sound, and then like his throat turns blue, his eyes turn blue, and then he just. It's awesome, so awesome. I mean, every monster kind of had their like creepy moment. Like even Mothra had a couple times where it was just kind of, I mean, more in the beginning.
Yeah, I would say the beginning.
Yeah, she was a little bit like creepy herself. But like Godzilla, you know, you're not like really afraid of Godzilla because like he's just awesome. But there were a couple shots that like, especially towards the beginning when we like almost see him for the first time. And I don't want to go into spoiler territory or anything like that, but this one scene, it was really, really creepy. I thought the lighting was perfect for it. I don't know if you guys know which scene I'm talking about.
Nope.
This is the beginning?
Yeah, I'm talking about the scene. I mean, we'll cut this out. That was actually one thing I was really surprised about, in that they didn't really treat them like monsters. They were more animals.
Yeah.
Like an alpha species.
Yeah, it was definitely, it wasn't like, you know, oh man, they're just spooky monsters, who cares about their background, we got to take them down. No, you got a lot of knowledge about the legendary Pictures Monsterverse titans or kaiju. They're like basically just animals. Like they mentioned a couple times, like Godzilla, he does this technique to intimidate things, and then they're all just animalistic. They weren't, I'm stomping through a city because I want to. It was more like purposeful.
See, I think what creeped me out about Ghidorah specifically was like he seemed very intelligent. Like,
oh yeah,
oh my
like
God,
he knew what he was doing, right? And they all did, right? They all had this very, you know, they had emotional intelligence, right? Like,
stay for the credits.
Yeah. Oh, general warning, just like Brightburn. Stay away from the friggin' trailers if you...
Every movie now.
It was worse than Brightburn, because like now that I'm thinking about it, it flat out was just spoiling a lot of things. You're not supposed to spoil anything. You're not really supposed to show much at all. You're supposed to show enough to hook the viewers into seeing the movie, and then they get pleasantly surprised because they didn't see any of this stuff. I mean, I was still pleasantly surprised, and I've seen all the trailers, but there were a couple moments that had I not seen the trailers, I would have been like, that's awesome. Like,
and that's how I felt.
Yeah,
the entire movie made me feel good inside.
Yeah,
and outside. I don't know how that works.
Somehow.
Yeah, it does.
I didn't like how they showed some of the great shots in the trailer.
In the trailer, yeah.
Because when you got to the part in the movie, you're like, oh, this is from the trailer.
Yep.
And then it's just like you.
Like, it's still awesome, but it's nowhere near like the, oh my God, it's the, oh, I saw this.
However,
cool.
They still had more of those, though.
They did.
Yeah.
So
they did.
To some of those.
So I guess to give the trailer people credit where credit is due, I guess. Or more the filmmakers, I guess. There were a lot more cool parts in the trailer. This definitely wasn't a movie, which I thought it might be, where all the cool moments are in the trailers, and they purposely take out all the filler stuff and leave it for the main part of the movie when you go to see it. Not the case at all. They had so many awesome moments in this movie that weren't in the trailer. Definitely check it out.
So I guess maybe the trailer wasn't that big of a problem?
I mean,
this is an exception.
Yeah, it's kind of an exception, but like...
Exception.
That's only because the movie is so fucking cool.
It was so cool. The music was great too.
The music,
there was a lot of callbacks to the original Godzilla theme from like the Toho rendition of Godzilla.
That dope ass rendition of them Blue Oyster Cult's Godzilla.
Yeah, go Godzilla. Yeah, that is
good. As soon as you heard that start playing, you were like, oh.
Yeah.
Fucking singing along to that.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Good song, check it out. Whole album's good too. Spectres, Blue Oyster Cult.
There was also a part in the movie, I think it was towards the end, that like a lot of drums kicked in, and it was it was very intense.
I know exactly.
And like,
Oh my god, yeah.
actually, and also, I don't really like watch many like animes or anything like that, but the structure of the shots were very like anime-esque, where it would be like one person here and another person here, and then they like charge at each other and go like head to head. And this is a compliment. I know, like, I don't really care much for animes, but that was cool. So that was good.
This guy.
Yeah.
You just gotta throw in that, didn't you?
I'm sorry. I just don't
shade.
really care much for anime. CGI, the visual effects. That was what you were gonna say.
The arts crew, the visual effects team, like there was what, like 100 or so people.
There had to be 100, if not more.
You would
Everyone
long
did a
part of the
fantastic
credits.
job, by the way.
They all need a raise. That was.
Yeah,
awesome.
I honestly, I hope that they get an Oscar nomination for the visual effects department, because I thought this was some of the best CGI I've seen. It was so good. The lighting of every scene was like perfect. Just everything looked so good. There was not a single moment I was like, wow, this looks fake. Never. There was not a single solitary moment. I was 100% just invested in the movie.
But no, there was not a single shot that pulled me out of the film, though. It was just so beautiful and
Oh
just
my
so...
god, yeah.
It's almost like you got lost in it.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
100%.
When we walked
Like-
out, we were like, it's only been 2 hours?
Yeah.
No way.
I was on the edge of my seat the entire time.
Oh yeah, there were.
Like, every monster felt like it actually had a purpose, too. Like, they weren't just throwaway, you know? Like, they felt impactful being there. Like, they weren't just there to look cool. They were there and they served a purpose that we can't get into because spoilers.
Actually, yeah, because it wasn't like what was the movie we saw, the three of us? Curiosity. Oh, Rampage. Where
Rampage.
it was like two monsters that were actually like quote unquote important, and then there was like the other one that was like on the other half of the world that kind of just showed up at the end and was like,
Hey, what's
hey, I'm
going on,
here.
guys?
You know, I was in one scene.
Yeah, we can spoil this bullshit. What was that, 2016?
That was I think it was last year.
I think it was 17.
I think that was last year.
So 2 years ago?
A year.
I think it might be a year ago.
A year?
Maybe.
2
I
years?
think it's been a year ago. 'Cause I could have swore we saw it last
Who cares?
year.
If you haven't seen Rampage, don't. No, I'm just kidding.
See this one, it's much better.
Rampage was a fun movie, though.
It was fun to make
about
fun
Rampage.
of.
We're not talking about Rampage. We're talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, which was good.
Yeah, it was fun to make fun of.
Um,
This one was just fun to
Watch,
enjoy.
and experience, and look at.
Yeah.
So fun to look at.
Oh my god, yeah.
But okay, what was? I just wanted to ask, what were the monsters in Rampage? You had Big Gorilla Man.
You had the
George.
dinosaur
George.
crocodile looking thing.
Dinosaur
Then you
crocodile
had
looking
the
thing.
flying.
Porcupine wolf.
Yeah, you had the flying porcupine wolf,
Yeah.
which was the one that was barely in it.
Yeah.
Which
he was
sucks,
just-
because like I actually thought he was the coolest one out of the three. Maybe it's just because wolves are my favorite animal.
Yeah.
So.
Especially when
Bias.
they were hunting him in the woods. That
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like that was cool. It was like a
That was-
horror
that was
movie.
great.
That was cool, but yeah. See, Rampage had like two cool scenes in like
Yeah.
an entire hour and 30-minute movie. This movie,
every frame.
the amount of cool
Every scene.
shots.
Every frame.
Yeah, pretty much every frame.
Even parts that you could, you know, on a stretch say were not as engaging were still just so pleasant to look at.
Oh my
It
god,
was-
yeah.
Like, I cannot state enough how gorgeous this movie was.
Yeah, this
Is-
cinematography is
They
incredible.
deserve a nomination.
I
At the
absolutely
bare
think they
minimum,
do.
They deserve a nomination.
I
TGB
think at
seal
least.
of approval.
Yeah, a little TGB seal. Yeah, it was definitely spectacular to look at. Like, honestly, there are only like a couple of movies I'll go out of the movie theater and be like, wow, that was good, but I don't really want to like watch it again. This is a movie where I'm like, this is so good, I want to watch it again. I definitely want to watch it again. Maybe there's like things I may have missed, like, I don't know, the mannerisms of each monster. Like when Ghidorah, how each head had its own like personality.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like the middle being the alpha, the one on like the right or no, the left. It would
His
be
left.
his left. Like was kind of the moron of the group. That was funny.
That's going back to the thing about them being, you know, emotionally intelligent. All the monsters actually felt like they were living things.
Yes, yes.
They weren't just there to look cool. We already went through this though, so that was
Yeah.
just adding back to
Yeah, just adding back on that topic.
good movie.
Yeah, it was a great movie. The story wasn't overly convoluted. It wasn't, they weren't trying to make it some massive thing. Nope. They weren't like, oh man, we have to do this and that, and then the monsters are a problem. No, it was very straightforward. Like, the humans were just, this isn't even much of a spoiler, they were just literally like, all right, where's Godzilla? All right, let's go there. And then we watched them fight. And that was it. That was pretty much the humans' purpose, going back to what we were saying, how they were just admirably doing what they were supposed to do. Basically just glorified spectators.
People said that it was a bad story and that the fighting was great, and I completely disagree. I thought the story was relatively pretty okay.
It was good for a monster movie.
And then
that's
fighting,
it.
Definitely. And then, like you said earlier, like callback, it was equally balanced. Like half of the movie would be about characters' development and their stories, and then the other half would just be pure carnage.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you got a little bit of lore and story from it as well, which
I
really wish we could talk about.
I know.
I want to rewatch it and go back to that one part that you probably know what I'm talking about. Yep. And just actually like take a real in-depth look at it.
Are you talking about?
Much storytelling.
I think we could just cut this.
Okay, all right, go.
You done breathing? All right, so I guess we'll just talk about our final scores for the movie. Let's start with Jeffy over here. What was your score?
I've seen a lot of monster movies, and I mean a lot. And this one, I would say it's one of my all-time favorites. I'd definitely give it a top 3. The visuals, the effects, the sound, everything about it was absolutely breathtaking and amazing. I absolutely loved it. I would give this a 9 out of 10, or as I would like to call it, I give it a Nick out of Jeff.
Yes.
That is a high score.
That is a very high score. Yes.
I absolutely love this movie.
Yep. And what about you, Griff?
I have to do 9 out of 10. Like, I know, a lot of the real actual critics are like, I'm stupid, and it's like, that's why I said this during Brightburn, and I'm gonna keep fucking repeating it. A good movie doesn't have to be some deep fucking commentary on the human psyche or some shit. Just because it's not that doesn't mean it's not a great movie, right? If it makes you feel good to watch, I think that's a good movie. You know what this movie made me feel? Good. It made me feel good. It was enjoyable. It was beautiful. It did everything that it set out to do with flying colors. So that's why I'm gonna do 5.
Yeah.
Is that
5 what?
Is that a 5 out of 5 or
5?
5.
5 out of 1.
I'm just kidding. 10. 9.
Okay.
Just to be fair.
Which is it?
Yeah, that's fair.
We'll do 9.
All right.
All right.
0.5.
I was actually gonna say, I'd probably do a 9.5.
Yeah,
honestly.
of course he would.
You got one on.
I
Yours is 0.5.
6.
I'm just saying, like, well, there's
I
always
mean,
like the
Just
point.
decide.
Well, there's always like, good things like this movie.
There wasn't a single thing I didn't like about the movie. We're going 10. Just to upstage him.
Didn't know this was about upstaging.
Oh, it
It would
is.
be so small. It would be so
Yeah,
small.
like
like-
it's really the only things that are holding me back from giving it a 10 is like some of the writing could have been better. That's
Agreed.
like it. So it's like 0.5 off. That's it. That's really the only thing, and I kind of wish personally that Rodan was in it a bit more. That's it. They're like the tiniest little nitpicks. Like I had to think about the things I didn't like about the movie. So like,
I think he should have been in it less.
Mothra should have been in it more.
oh yeah, Mothra.
agree.
I agree as well.
I
Mothra.
agree.
Yeah.
Mothra should have been in it more. This was definitely a Ghidorah and Godzilla movie, and then like Mothra was like, hey, I'm
Featuring
here.
Mothra.
It was way more Ghidorah.
Yeah.
Like that
Yeah.
is the
Ghidorah almost
that's
had
the
more screen
original.
time than Godzilla did.
Yeah,
Like
that is the
seriously.
But I mean, I'm not complaining.
No, I'm not complaining at all.
Ghidorah was dope as fuck.
Yeah, like everyone had like a decent amount of screen
Yeah,
time. I
except
just
Mothra.
kind of wish that Rodan, Mothra
All
were
of them
in.
had an amazing battle scene.
Yeah, they all had
Definitely,
great
yeah.
scenes. Like none of them were like put in like on the bleachers, just sitting on the sidelines, like watching everyone
Yeah.
fight. I guess. Oh yeah, that was. I guess that's like another. I guess tiny little complaint. Like once again, another nitpick.
Yeah.
Where like all the characters, when they see a giant 3-headed dragon, when the soldiers with their cute little 5.56 millimeter bullet, they're like, open fire! And keep in mind, to us, the bullet's like, what, this big? And to the monster, it's like shooting.
Even that's pushing it for us. I mean,
Yeah, like,
I like that, maybe.
Boom.
Yeah, that's
anything?
it. No, that's exactly what. Like they're just like open fire. Yeah, that was more effective. Yeah.
They do this in all of them.
Yeah, they do in all. They did it in Kong. They did it in Godzilla 2014. This.
I feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah, but I guess it just kind of, once again,
Devil's advocate.
I was gonna say devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate, Gryphon. I mean, devil's advocate. I mean, like, if the soldiers know they're gonna die because, like, it's a giant three-headed dragon, right? There's, like, nothing. It's looking right at them like, boy.
Really?
You're doing this, and I highly suggest you don't. But you didn't even give me the chance to suggest not to. So, like, we're just cutting out the middleman and you're gonna die.
What's your score,
rating.
TJ?
Oh, yeah.
Well, since we can do 0.5s, 8.5.
The fuck is wrong with you? No.
Really?
You see,
Yeah.
wish there was more Mothra. Personal thing. And
That
Good
also,
point. This movie sucks. Don't watch
And
it.
also, I like the humans in Khan better.
I mean, that's
You
a
like
given.
one human in Kong.
Same.
I
Jackson.
like multiple.
Who?
Sam Jackson, the hermit guy on
John
the
C.
island.
Reilly.
John C. Reilly.
He was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
this
yes.
movie didn't have enough John C. But then again, no movie has enough John
Well,
C.
no,
Reilly.
they had the guy that's oh my God, Godzilla. That guy.
I still like Khan's characters. Just
Yeah,
a
they
bit
can-
better.
Hey.
And this is the natural charm of the actors, then, if anything. Like I loved the antagonist, Charles Dance, Tywin Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So really 8.5, huh?
Yeah.
It's a like massive drop. Like I'm being generous, apparently.
Yeah. Sorry.
Wow, like
Because he's a Mothra fan.
I guess. I mean, I like Mothra,
Mothra.
but I don't know.
Mothra fans beware.
I guess I'll just do the end card then.
Sure.
Actually, wait. Steve, what did you think of the movie?
Oh my.
I couldn't agree more. All right, so you just watched the review of Godzilla King of the... Okay, so you thank you guys so much for watching our review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. If you guys like what you saw here, we have a few other reviews on the channel as well. Glass, John Wick. We also reviewed Brightburn last week.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to our guest star Jeffy for being with us today on this review. It's an absolute pleasure.
Not to mention our other guest star.
Of course,
Yeah, boy.
Steve.
TJ and Steve. Eve, yeah, Steve as well. And if you guys like what you saw here, just be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And
don't.
you know, you don't have to either.
suggest it.
You know, everyone's free to make their own choices, but I think you'd be making a bad choice if you didn't like, comment, or subscribe. Boom. All right. Well.
Cool. Keeping in the cough.
Yeah.
Dying.
All right. Peace out, guys.